Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Holy sugar tits.
The greatest movie to ever movie. I can't believe it. This is going to be quick.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's going to be quick. It's 7 o'clock, nigga. We've been here since 1 o'clock.
Now we got to be here.
Do math.
Now we got to be here.
It's like 6 hours.
Derek, the wife. I don't know who to. I don't know who to talk to.
I ain't fine. Fuck it. Y'all want to just do this?
We here now. Shit.
Nigga, it's fucking 6 hours.
We here now.
He ain't gonna charge.
I mean, he gonna charge for that. He probably gonna start like 2:30, but still.
I got you though.
All right, nigga, let's go.
I got you.
I do have to pee though.
Go ahead.
Oh shit. Y'all can start without me because I gotta urinate.
Yeah, Bobby. Was this the greatest movie to ever movie? Yo. Okay, so from beginning to end, it blew my mind.
I would say this though. I'm gonna get the bad shit out the way first.
Yo, Hesh, before you leave, I feel like your new AKA should be Hesh Jones Jameson because of the liquor. like that. Nah, but so what you think? What happened?
As far as the bad shit, the first 15 minutes.
There was something bad about that movie?
The first 15 minutes, how it was going, I was like, no, this is gonna be a fucking shit show because they were just paying attention to what they were doing.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, where's Doctor Strange? What is going on?
Okay.
Like, when is it gonna get to the good shit? But then hit the Doctor Strange, and you thought the nigga was Mephisto until you heard that the blizzard hit the place, the sanctum, and then you was like, oh, okay, all right. But the whole thing, the whole 15 minutes up to where it started rolling, when you first see Doc Ock, and then you see Green Goblin, now I'm like, yeah,
this shit real, dog. This shit real.
Yeah.
Now, from beginning to end, so with the 1 to 10 scale of rating a movie, I want to rate it like at least an 8.59, but I can't find anything bad with the movie, and I feel like I should give it a 10, but it's not a perfect movie in my head, but I don't know what could have added to the movie or what took away from the movie.
It's a little bit of like not inconsistencies, but like sort of like plot convenience.
Yeah.
That things they had to do or this shit wouldn't work. Like the whole thing with Doctor Strange with this box to where like if you press it, all the villains is gone.
Yeah.
But Peter just let the motherfucker stay and be like, yo, I want to save these niggas, but you don't know them niggas. Why are you doing that? But then
he's a good-hearted fuck.
Yeah, it's that, but see, I'm kind of judging it because I'm judging it based off of the continuity of the films in general, right? I don't, and that's one of the things that was lacking in Spider-Man 1 and 2 of this MCU is that like he really didn't have to face any choices with that, and I'm kind of jumping ahead, but that Willem Dafoe's, that nigga with the Goblin, that motherfucker was pushing him, and I don't understand how you can play a better Goblin in this one than in the fucking first one.
Because you got time to reflect.
Nah, this one was fucking crazy, man.
It was
like
insane. My nigga, I have never yelled so hard in my goddamn life, so loud in my goddamn life than I yell for these fucking white men. So I feel like the first thing that happened that I yelled for was Matt Murdock. So when Matt Murdock came on, nigga, when he came on screen, I was like, yo, this is a blind motherfucker. And then when he caught the brick, I was like, oh,
blindest of
shit.
motherfuckers.
This nigga's first it started with Hawkeye, actually.
Yeah, no, Kingpin.
Oh yeah.
It started
Kingpin.
Yeah.
Kingpin.
So by the time this comes out, Hawkeye episode 7.
Yeah,
will be out.
Is it 7?
6.
Yeah, episode
It'll be
6.
6.
Yeah. So
But
now,
episode 5, he showed up on someone's camera phone. It was Elena took a picture of. Obviously, and if you watch the show, Kate's mom obviously was working with somebody, but we found out she's working with the Kingpin. There's a picture of them together. So then I'm guessing episode 6 will get a bigger.
The hell is that?
Squid Games.
Not my daughter.
We'll get a bigger.
Yes.
Dad.
What's up?
Oh wait, you're still doing your show?
Yes.
Exactly.
Sorry. Because I was looking on YouTube and then I saw that the thing it said Arcane. It said that it was in production right now.
What, season 2?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't know. But they did. But they did get renewed for a second season.
What's renewed?
You said what?
What's free new?
What does
I
that
mean,
mean?
renew is that they made it new again.
Okay.
So, baby,
Yeah.
you made the last episode of the year. Do you want to say anything to the people? They can hear you right now.
Wait, what? No.
You sure you don't? You don't
Yeah,
want to say
yeah.
you don't want to say hi or nothing?
Hi.
I love you.
Love you more.
Bye.
Bye.
Bendito.
So what happened?
I don't know. Matt Murdock,
Yeah,
Kingpin,
Matt Murdock's.
moms.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Matt Murdock is the lawyer in. So okay. So fuck. So much happened. Oh my god.
Oh my God.
There was fucking Venom. There was
Venom,
fucking.
I have a problem with that Venom shit.
I don't, but I can understand why you do.
There was Venom. There was Tobey
all over the
Maguire.
place.
There was Andrew Garfield. There was
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx. And then there was fucking
What the fuck is that song? Shit.
what? Jamie Foxx show?
Yeah.
Here I come, there I go.
No, on the show he did for this.
Oh.
Where he proposed, I think it was.
Oh, the Wale song. Wait.
And then there's fuck you. There's that too.
Oh,
That's not what I was thinking. That was the one where he was like, I don't know. He was in love. I can't remember. It's not important. Mad tangent though.
Dilly Beloved?
I think that might be the one I was thinking of. He was signing the
Fucking
commercial. Pay for it then.
suck my
I don't know what to tell you, dog.
Wait.
I ain't never been in love like that. Ever.
I wish a bitch would get my heart like that.
Facts.
I'd kill you. But oh my god, so a part of me felt like Miles Morales was gonna pop up in this, but he never did.
Nah, but we got the little.
Yeah, we got the Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx, yeah.
Maybe there's a universe where there is a Black Spider-Man.
Yeah.
that conversation was funny in general because he was
Yeah.
like, "Man, you so cool. You
Yeah.
from Queens.
Yeah.
You say poor people. I thought you was black."
Yeah.
That was dope as shit.
Oh,
Now, I don't know where to start with this fucking movie. It's so much to unpack.
Just
you
stop.
have to start from the beginning. With Happy being pussy whip.
I mean,
I mean,
would be too, nigga.
Hey,
I would be too.
hey,
You crying?
We're in it. We bring it up.
Bring it up.
hey.
It's like it was fun. It was fun. I mean,
That Marissa Tomei box.
yeah.
I don't know what that hit for.
It be hitting.
It gotta hit for something crazy though.
Yeah.
So, so Happy was pussy whipped. So everybody found out that Peter Parker. Well, this universe is Peter Parker. We don't know what world that was. We don't know the number, but we know that
616.
I don't know if it's 616.
I don't know.
Yeah,
exactly.
they said it was 616, right?
I don't know.
Mysterio said that. I don't think that was the actual number. I think there's an actual number signed to it. I don't think it's 616.
Oh, okay.
But
So the whole world find out. Well, at least New York found out that Peter Parker was Miles Morales. So the first, I guess, half hour of the movie was him going through town. Everybody finding out that he's Spider-Man. There's helicopters over his building. Everybody in his school, fucking JB Smoove and whoever the fuck knows that he's climb walls
Hannibal
and
Buress.
shit. Hannibal Buress. It was like, I don't
we
fuck
believe in
with him.
Mysterio.
Yeah. Yo, that was some Trump shit. I ain't gonna hold you. That was some Trump shit. But Legions of Geeks. Shout out to you. But yeah, so Peter Parker. So what happens is like the movie takes a turn where they're trying to get into college, where it was him, Mary Jane, and his best friend. What's his best friend's name?
Ned.
They're trying to get into MIT. They all want to go to school together, and then they all don't get into the school. So Peter Parker takes this burden upon his shoulders, where it was like, I don't want them to
Basically suffer.
suffer for what I've done. So he goes to Doctor Strange like, yo, can't you just fucking swashwoom this shit and then act like that it didn't happen? And then Doctor Strange concocts a spell where it was like he concocts like 3 spells.
Well, so the initial spell was that everyone would forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. But then while he was casting the spell, Peter kept like, "Oh wait, but I want Mary Jane to know," and then Ned should know, and then Aunt May should know. So he was like while he was doing it, he was like altering the spell. But he told him it's important not to like interrupt him while he's doing the spell. But he kept so he was like altering it while he was casting it, and then when he kind of cast it, kind of backfired, and then it like was basically pulling in all the people who knew that Peter Parker was Spider-Man, and that's where that's like how all the villains ended up in this universe. They were pulling them towards the spell, so he kind of contained it. And he was like, "Well, we gotta catch them all, so we can send them back, and then we send them back, they'll die."
Question,
because
this was like a thing of contention when people were talking about the story. Do you think the rune spell is the one that fucked up the multiverse, or is it the Loki thing that took part in this?
Loki, because I think it's Loki.
Yeah.
And I think because
even Loki switched universes when he...
Well, because here's the thing. So in Loki, he was saying there's a sacred timeline. Yeah. And the sacred timeline is it's like a rope. So like there's individual strands. So there's different timelines, but they're all intertwined to base one central timeline that kind of makes this to keep Kang from happening. So I think because Loki happened, it allowed all the branching timelines to exist. So I think that happened first. Yeah. And then now that those are out in existence, I think that when he did the spell, like I think if Loki hadn't happened and he did the spell, I don't think it would have been like
a multiverse thing.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been necessarily like this. But because Loki happened and it like sort of freed everything, then I think it made it so that the walls between all these worlds were able to be pulled in and bring the people in. That's what I think, but I don't know for a fact.
Yeah, we don't know nothing for a fact. Yeah. So after that, what happens?
So basically, it kind of boiled down to that Strange was I don't remember where the information came from, but it was like they all died, or most of them died fighting Peter Parker of the worlds, and then
Doc Ock drowned.
Yeah. Green Goblin stabbed himself with a glider. Electro got dispersed away.
Got blowed up.
I mean, Sandman was still alive and Lizard was still alive, so they didn't all die. But so, and he contained the spell.
But they didn't have a bright future.
No, so they contained the spell in this box. And basically, we collect them all, and I push this button and send them back to the worlds, and they're gonna die. So then Peter basically got in his mind and was like, well, no, I don't want them to die, so maybe I can help them. So he decided like, oh, maybe I'll just cure them and then help or whatever, and that may help them when they get sent back. They won't either just be villains or they just won't die or whatever. So basically he was doing that, and then while he was doing that, Electro was kind of like, nah, fuck that, Nick. I'm about to be...
I want ultimate power.
I want my own power.
I want all these transistors. I want all this optimum network. I want all this shit. I want... Give me.
So because everybody knew who Peter was Spider-Man, him and May had to move out of their place, and they moved into Happy's place. Yeah. And inside Happy's place, he had one of Tony Stark's like fabricators, like fabricate whatever the fuck he needs and whatever. So he brought all the villains to Happy's house, and it was kind of like examining what their different powers were to try to like help fix them and whatnot.
Before that happened, it was a part with Jamie Foxx that was funny as fuck. This nigga was. Yeah, he was talking to Jamie Foxx after they done powered him down. He was like, so you just talk to me right here like I ain't feel butt ass nigga.
Dick swinging.
Yeah.
Just here.
Django is unchained.
Oh, man. The banter was funny though.
Yeah, so like the comedy was funny. So then they're doing that.
Goblin.
Yep.
Goblin, he got there. And then he went to the Osborn Towers, but they wasn't there.
Yeah, they doesn't exist.
And then he just went to Aunt May and started talking to her. And then like I don't know, he was stealing shit.
Wait, hello?
Yeah, hello?
What's up?
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey babe, what's up?
Hey Hash, hey Bobby.
Hey, how you doing?
So you gonna tell niggas how it was screaming?
Oh yeah, definitely.
What?
Straight up being girly.
Yo, you supposed to love me. What the fuck happened? You gonna tell niggas I was fangirling for real?
Yes. Especially when they jump through the portal. But the funny thing is, I don't even think he notices. Like, so I'll like make little comments sometimes during the movie, and he'll be like, shh, shh, he'll push me.
Yeah.
But then he'll a minute later, I think maybe when like Aunt May dies or something, he's like, "Yo, you dead ass." That loud. Like,
Yeah, dead ass.
But yeah, he was fangirling like a mug.
Hey yo, I didn't answer the phone for you to talk like this.
I just had to go. I just had to say it.
That's funny.
Nah, but yo, keep it a buck. Yo, you ain't feel some type of shit when that nigga came through the portal with Andrew Garfield when that nigga did the shit with
Oh,
the fucking, the little
No, it was cool. Yeah, it was cool. No, that. Yeah,
Cool.
You weren't the only one. There was a lot of people doing it, but it was funny to see. You a big, tall black man. He's clapping. Yeah.
Yo, you ain't have to tell my business like this. Yo.
He lost his masculinity. God damn.
Told you. Yo, pussy was
Yes.
Sahara. She ain't fuck with me after
Like
that.
All right, guys.
Like the desert,
Yo.
Mr. Rain.
But talk to you later.
Okay, have fun for another 10 hours.
Yeah,
Please
fuck.
no.
Hey, yo, fuck you.
Bye.
Bye.
That's funny.
Tell my fucking business.
Yeah,
What's wrong with you?
yeah, it's told on you, dog. She told on you.
That's all right. Think you gonna get this dick.
She absolutely is gonna.
No, you on timeout. I got Cassidy Banks and who else? What's her name?
Oh, the other one.
Long nips.
Well, nips.
That bitch nipples big as fuck. I got Kaden Cross and Cassidy Banks to think about. But yeah, man. What does this rank in your top? Well, what does this rank in your MCU?
Oh, it's gotta be like top 5. Top 10 at least, but definitely top 5.
It might be top 3 for me, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is
Like
top three.
it
Because it's
did.
a combination of everything.
Yeah,
all the
but-
Spider-Man movies in one.
I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan, but I feel like this made the casual fan a big Spider-Man fan. Even if you,
man.
because Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire started when we were in high school. I want to say like 2001, 2002,
It was two,
something like
I'm pretty
that. So it started from there, and then just to see the culmination
It might
of
be 2001. It
Maybe.
was 2001 because it came out before September 11th, and then they had to digitally remove the towers out of the movie.
yeah, you're right.
So it was 2001.
So this was a culmination of shit where we got 3 Tobey Maguires, we got 2 Andrew Garfields, and then we got 3 Tom Hollands, and then the culmination of shit where it was just like we didn't know what was going to happen. We had a prediction what was going to happen. We saw the multiverse. We saw Loki, and then this. So when the first portal opened, when Ned took Doctor Strange's ring,
Yeah.
and then he was just like, "I wish we could see him," and he was like, "What the fuck happened?"
Yeah.
And then he just started doing this shit. At first, for some reason, I don't know why, I thought that was Green Goblin. I don't know why when he did this shit and he saw the person in the shadows coming towards the circle, he thought it. I thought it was Tom Holland. I mean, I thought it was
Green
Andrew
Goblin.
Garfield. I mean, Green Goblin. I thought it was Green Goblin.
It's everybody.
But yeah, everybody. But then when he came through the shit, I was like, yo, that's the fucking costume from the shit. No,
Yeah.
you're not gonna do this shit.
Yeah.
He tore the shit up.
Yeah.
I was like, it's Andrew. And then the nigga said, I want to see him again. And then Toby came through the shit. Toby came in street clothes. Though.
Street clothes.
Like-
Just like a church pastor.
Like he looked like he looked like a 2K character with no VC.
Facts.
He just came through like, I just want to see him again.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
But that the banter, even the banter with that, it was the conversation that I was more entertained by than anything.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I think MJ was like prove to me you're Spider-Man. He's like,
Yeah, he was like, I can do this.
and then Ned's grandmother
It's
or something
like
like,
hit
get
the
the
cobweb in
cobwebs.
the corner. He's like,
Now I had this argument with this heifer. Now
God, yeah.
I feel like this is a Mandela effect. Did we actually see Tom Holland get bit by a spider?
no,
No.
it never happened.
In my head, it did.
No,
She
it didn't
was-
happen because he showed up in Civil War as Spider-Man. already.
Yeah.
Babe, you right. Go ahead.
And then in No Way Home, he was already Spider-Man, and that was a whole movie.
Yeah, they ain't
So-
even they just sped past that. They didn't even do the Uncle Ben thing. They just sped
Facts.
past that.
But they made like little mentions. I think in No Way Home, Far From Home. I think they made
Yeah.
maybe both of them. They made like little mentions of it. But that's what the cartoon that they're doing is going to be the aftermath of him just getting bitten and him doing whatever. That's what the cartoon's going to be. But basically, these 3 movies are his origin story, really.
Yeah.
They spread it out between these movies so that, like, once you get to the end of the film and the way it ended, he's no longer, because a lot of people's gripes were like, oh, it's so connected to MCU.
Yeah.
Tony Stark this, but like this kind of like they built to that. Like now he's on his own. There's no Tony Stark shit. There's no Stark tech. That's why he made the cloth suit.
Yo, I love how he made his own suit.
Yeah,
that was my main thing with that fucking Iron Spider thing. I didn't like how you had all them fucking gadgets. You're basically Batman.
Yeah.
I never liked that shit.
But they were building towards something now.
Yeah.
So now when you put it in context, it kind of makes sense.
Well, now I
now
know.
when you get to something. But yeah. So now he's on his own. Nobody knows Peter Parker. So he's going to be Spider-Man. He's going to be friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And then obviously we get the thing where the symbiote is there. I know Bobby don't love the way that it existed, but I don't mind it.
I was so my nigga. Oh my god!
I'm happy because I was because like when I watched Venom and he teleported, I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is how Venom's gonna be there. And I was like, oh, I thought it was gonna be all part. I was glad. Okay, he didn't have nothing to do with nothing. He sat there, got drunk, a little piece of the symbiote left, and now I was gonna get Venom. And it's a hive mind, so maybe they might use that as a way to circumvent some shit. But it's like we're just gonna move on. I'm guessing the next trilogy is gonna be Peter actually coming into contact with the symbiote
or Secret Wars.
Or Secret War or something.
They do that.
But it's going to be cool.
How does that little piece get from Mexico to New York?
Same way it happened in Venom.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What happened to Venom?
They kept controlling people when they kept
jumping
walking.
bodies. It's jumping bodies.
No, but what? Okay, so the same thing that happened to Jamie Foxx and all the other villains, they got transported to their home. What happened to Venom and what's the name?
They got sent back.
They got sent back to their original Sony universe.
Yeah, they're back in there wherever they came from. They're back to where they was already at. Everybody got sent back to where they were from. So he just got sent. So basically, that cameo only happens so that we could get a piece of symbiote. So that now we can do what we want in the MCU.
That makes sense now.
We can get the symbiote in the MCU.
That makes sense
now. Where that goes, because I was watching a video where maybe they'll do Agent Venom instead of just regular Venom or whatever. Maybe.
So no Flash Thompson.
Well, it might be somebody. It might be somebody else, or maybe Eddie Brock is an army guy instead of like the Eddie Brock we know, and then they'll do Agent Venom instead of
Agent Venom and Flash Thompson has to happen within the same movie.
Well, but this Flash wouldn't. You wouldn't believe it. You'd be upset if he becomes Agent Venom.
If you skip Eddie Brock and then become Agent Venom, I'm upset.
I think
that's crazy.
I think you'd be less upset if they made that Flash into Agent Venom.
Oh yeah.
I think it'd be less. I think it'd be more. Yeah, because if they took like somebody do some Diesel like work they're doing like, oh, this is Eddie Brock, but he's an army guy instead of like a writer, and then now he becomes Agent Venom.
Is that to Sony's detriment or is that just what Marvel has to work with?
It's what Marvel has. I mean, because it's what Marvel has to work with.
If he was.
I'm just saying because I don't think they would make him. They wouldn't make him Venom. It wouldn't work. It'd be like Tobey Maguire being Venom. Like it wouldn't. It wouldn't. It's not going to gel with people.
That's crazy.
So what the best they could do was introduce a variant version of Eddie Brock and then do that, or skip that completely, or just go to the whole Spider-Man gets a suit first and then it goes on Eddie Brock.
Right.
Because now obviously because now Spider-Man is Spider-Man. Like the way we know Spider-Man, he's broke. He's not making enough money, and he's gonna have to take care of himself. He's probably gonna end up working for the Bugle, even though Bugle hates him, taking pictures or working on a digital column or something like that.
Yeah, but now Spider-Man makes money because he gets exclusive with Spider-Man.
But he never paid him well. He never paid him well for that.
He never paid him well, but
it's never check to check. He was never like. So I'm saying like, he gets exclusive with Spider-Man, but he's not gonna be like rich off it. Is what I'm saying. So it's gonna be the typical thing. Part of the things we think of when we think of Spider-Man is going to be broke and then just trying to struggle to figure it out. And then maybe he get the suit and he get more value. It's like there's room now for that.
So with Tom Holland coming out saying that he's kind of tired of acting or tired of being...
Or he just wants to start a family.
Yeah, he wants to start a family. That Zendaya box got him open. But with him saying that, do you think that Spider-Man takes a break or do you think that... what's the question I want to ask? Do you think that Phase 4 moves forward without the presence of Spider-Man being an integral part? Because I feel like...
Yes. Because he's not any longer an integral part.
Because the whole... Okay.
The Spider-Man...
they forgot.
Another question.
They forgot Peter Parker.
Yeah, everybody forgot.
Another question. Why did they forget he was Spider-Man, and why did they forget he was Peter Parker as well?
No, they just remember. So here's the thing: they forget. So Peter Parker, people forgot about Peter Parker. Spider-Man exists, but because they don't remember Peter Parker, they don't remember the aspects of that. Like, I don't know his
Peter
identity.
Parker was Spider-Man,
but they've also forgot Peter Parker. Period.
Yeah.
Happy too.
Everyone, the whole world forgot about Peter Parker. So basically, but Peter Parker exists. But basically, what it's going to be is like every time he meets someone, he's going to have to reintroduce himself to someone. Like, hi, I'm Peter Parker.
So he's basically alone in this world.
Yes.
So he's not part of the Avengers. He's not part of anything. Nobody knows he's Spider-Man
because they don't know Peter Parker. So they don't know who to contact. So they might reach out to Spider-Man eventually, but so now they send him off to kind of be on his own, do his own thing.
I think I was drunk watching this movie too. Yeah. So I was like, why did they forget he was Peter Parker? I was like, so
that was a spell.
So I was like, when he went to the gravesite with Happy, I was like, so Aunt May didn't mention that you was taking care of her nephew Peter Parker. Like you forgot everything.
Forgot Peter Parker.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Because originally the spell was supposed to be. Everybody was supposed to forget that Peter Parker was Spider-Man. It got flipped. Everyone who knows Peter Parker is Spider-Man was coming to the world. So it's like, okay, the only way to fix this was to cast a different spell to circumvent that. And he was like, everybody forgets who Peter Parker is. So everyone forgot who Peter Parker was. So when Happy sees him, he doesn't know Peter Parker, but he knows Spider-Man because he knows that he worked with Spider-Man because of Tony and all that kind of stuff. But he doesn't know that Spider-Man is Peter Parker because he doesn't know Peter Parker.
Right.
So Peter Parker is scrubbed from his mind. It's a little convoluted. It's like it's on the line of janky, but it works. It's on the line of like, I guess, but it works.
Yeah.
Right,
so now Spider-Man is allowed to just be Spider-Man in this world, and he's doing it on his own. There's no Tony Stark to help him. There's no Stark Industries is helping him do shit. So everything he's doing is on his own. So now he's at that point. So basically, all that was his origin story to get him to this point now.
So how long do you think until we get another Spider-Man movie?
It might be a while. I don't think.
Do you think it's far from the Phase 4? Like where it was like when we get to like the existential threat, will we get another Peter Parker appearance?
Well, first off, talk to me after Uncharted comes out. We'll see how well. I'm serious. Depending on how well that does, he might have to hop back right back in. And two, we gotta see because I think the deal between Sony and Marvel is kind of up. I think they don't because when they had that whole last little bit kerfuffle, I think it was kerfuffle. It was for like
who the fuck taught you kerfuffle?
White people. It was for Spider-Man movie, and then I think maybe like MCU like Avengers type appearance. I don't think there's a lot more left in the tank. Now, if they go back and renegotiate that might change, but I think going forward, there's not a whole lot left for that to happen.
Okay.
So they might just be setting it up for him to just be a Sony character on his own, and then we'll have to figure out what that looks like going forward.
Bobby,
Yeah.
what was your favorite surprise in the movie?
That's kind of
I can tell you mine.
favorite surprise.
I have one too.
I can tell you off road.
One thing I was really surprised about is how well they use the spider sense. They finally used the fucking spider sense, like goddamn time, because that scene to where they were all in a room and then that shit was tingling Peter. He was walking around.
You trying to figure
and
out
then
what
he hit Goblin with the shit, and then he was like, "That's a nifty trick you got."
Yeah.
Hello.
Yo, that shit.
How are you?
I like how when Strange sent his astral form out of his body, and he's trying.
Oh, that's why this is OP.
He tried to grab the thing, and his body was moving it. But then also, if you look, his astral projection had the actual tingles around the head of him, like it does in the comic book. But I was watching some video was saying it works like that because the spider sense isn't. I forgot exactly, but it like. Since it's like universal, like vibrational, it was some crazy shit where like why it makes sense that it was working like that. Yeah, that the body was reacting.
I mean, does that make sense when he was on a bus in Endgame and then he felt that
the ship coming in? Yeah, because like his body, it feels on some other level. I forgot exactly what the terms was.
Oh, matter of fact, that wasn't my favorite part. My favorite part was I like how they do callbacks, but it's like if you know, you know. Like they don't really like over explain it. It was the part where fucking Andrew Garfield called MJ,
of course,
and then he was like, "You all right?" And she was like, "Are you all right?" He was like, like this nigga was crying because that's a callback to like he didn't catch his girl, but then he called his girl and started crying.
You get hit that nail on the fucking head.
Got it.
It was that shit.
So
Because it was build up to it. Because when he was talking,
Oh my god.
fam, when that shit like I said, I know I didn't get pussy that night. She was mad at me. So when that fucking scaffolding broke,
yeah.
Tom Holland was about to go, and then Sandman said, nah. And then,
What was the glider?
Huh?
The glider hit him.
It was the glider. Okay.
Yeah, he's going and the glider said, "Psych."
And then, before that, they had that whole monologue was like, what happened to your MJ?
Yeah, they talking about it.
Yeah, they were.
He started talking about pulling his punches, like ever since that shit happened.
because he
was
got
mad.
angry and was like,
when he saved her, and
then started crying.
You all right?
Yeah.
And she was like,
Are you all right? He's like,
Dog.
It's not his head.
I scrumped. But he's walking.
Scrumped.
It was insane. Like, the way I watched this movie, it hit a lot of the things that I wanted as a comic book fan, as a nerd. It might be one of my top 10 films of all time.
Yeah.
Like, of all time.
Yeah.
She was fired, dog.
Like, I gotta watch it again, but all time.
Yeah, if I had more time, I would have tried to watch it again. But
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
It was the fucking banter back and forth that, because it kind of answered all the questions that you would ask all these Spider-Men in the room, like the whole web shooter shit. Like, wait, that should come out of you?
That organic shit.
Yo, that whole conversation was like, yo, you don't know?
It comes out
No, it's
anywhere else.
not weird or anything. He's like, no, I'm just saying, like, it's mad convenient. Like,
He was like, yo, that's the only part that comes out of you.
Yeah.
He was like, no, that's the only part. It comes out of
Yeah. Nah, the shit with Tobey Maguire's back, that shit was funny. Because if you know, in Spider-Man 2,
when he fell off the
he felt the thing. He said, my back. But also before that, because what happened was, before they filmed, I think Tobey Maguire hurt his back. I think it's when he's filming like Seabiscuit or some shit like that. And I forgot the exact particulars, but he's like basically either trying to get out of or get more money or whatever. Yeah. So he almost didn't show up for Spider-Man 2, and they were gonna replace him with
dude,
Mysterio nigga.
Yeah, that nigga.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Which is why this was why it was a big deal. Jake Gyllenhaal was in the last Spider-Man movie because he was almost Spider-Man. Yeah. But then that's why in Spider-Man 2 it was like, my back, because they was making fun of him for that shit, and then him saying, this thing with my back, you want me to crack it for you? I was like, like if you knew about that, then that's funny too. Like this movie was just like 20 years in the making of some shit.
Another combination of shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Another thing, it was another thing that was funny as fuck. With Tom Spider-Man, he was like, "Yeah, I fought in space." He's like, "Oh, I fought an alien." Toby, he was like, "Man, I only fought a man in a fucking rhino suit." He's like, "Nah, you're amazing."
Yeah, little on the nose. I know.
Yo, this is amazing shit.
On the nose, but I was like, I get it. I fuck with it.
Okay, so do we think that the Sinister Six has a plot point in Phase 4? At all. So we don't think Rhino, Vulture, Electro, none of these niggas make a guest appearance in Phase 4 again.
No.
At all.
Because
they mentioned Black Spider-Man, they didn't mention 2099 Spider-Man, but if they did this, I would assume something is coming.
Only because we're riding the line between MCU and Sony. And I think this only happens because of the Sony thing. If this was like strictly an MCU thing, I could roll with that. Yeah. But because I feel like this is only more of like a Sony thing, and they're like, we're kind of celebrating us a little bit, and we'll allow you to use these characters for this because it's our thing, and we're probably kind of done with y'all. Plus, I don't see
we done with y'all.
Yeah. Plus, I don't really see
peasant.
If they were to do it, they would just recast and use new people, I would think.
Right.
Like, I think they would just do a new Sinister Six if they were to even attempt Sinister Six again. But if Tom Holland goes back to just like being straight Sony, then maybe.
I mean, do we wait for what's the vampire nigga?
Morbius.
Morbius. Do we?
Yeah, I want to see what that is about because Michael Keaton shows up in that, so I am curious about how this works. Michael Keaton shows up, and then he also talks about Venom in the trailer. Now, is that one of the things where they just show it in the trailer because it's funny, and then they don't actually have it in the movie? We'll see. Because the way this happened, that confuses me where that actually fits in. I don't know because they have Michael Keaton and then they have him make the Venom reference.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about Aunt May dying? Because it was kind of a fake out. She got hit and then she got up. She's like, "All right, we cool. I'm cool.
Did she?
I'm cool."
Yeah, nah.
Did she buckle? I mean, it got me for a second because like my girl's soft as shit, baby shit. So I hear her sniffling and I'm like, "Fuck, you trying to get me?" So initially it didn't hit me, but then when they had the conversation on the roof with Ned and Mary Jane. Well, MJ, and then the other Peter Parkers talk about their loss. It was like, yo, I lost my Uncle Ben. I lost the Mary Jane in my universe. I'm like, damn. So everybody lost somebody.
Yeah.
So at that point, it started to hit me a little bit where he was like, yeah, I just want to kill Green Goblin.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can kind of get with that.
Yeah, because at first
I can kind of see it.
Yeah, because at first time Holland was like, I don't want to hear y'all understand what I'm going through. I don't want to hear that right now.
But you don't understand what I'm going through.
Yeah,
but
I want to hear that.
Trust and believe, we know better than anybody what you're going through.
Especially Toby. He died. Somebody died every fucking movie.
I know.
But it's just like, yo, they blew
another fucking part. When he said, when Ned asked Toby, "Hey, you ever have a best friend?" He's like, "Yeah, I had a best friend that he died in my arms."
After trying to kill me. Yeah. Now the Aunt May thing. When I don't know. I was watching some video months ago where they were talking about possible script things. So when that stuff happened in the back of my head, I was like, oh. Like they talked about May dying. So then when that happened, I was like, "Oh, did she die?" But then she got up, so I was like, "Oh, are they gonna?" I was like, "Are they gonna do it? Or they're not gonna do it?" Yeah. And she seemed cool. She was like chilling. She was chilling. But the second she hit him with the great responsibility power, I was like, "Yeah, they killing her."
Rap.
As soon as she said it, they killing her. Yeah. And they did it. And now that's a part of his thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, but like once she said that, I was like, oh yeah, now she's gonna die. And then she did. And then she after because at first I was like, oh, maybe they're gonna fake it. It was a fake out, and then she kill her because she was being cool. But then once she said that shit, I was like, oh no, she dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. So every Spider-Man has to lose someone. I mean, Miles Morales lost his uncle. Tom Holland lost his aunt
and uncle, because I'm pretty sure Uncle Ben died before.
Died
after the spider bite, but they just didn't. Yeah, they just showed the highlight.
Garfield lost his girlfriend,
and I'm assuming Ben probably said that before, and I think she was reinforcing it. And I think that's even.
And then because Tom Holland was like, "How do you know that?"
Yeah, so I just feel like I think Ben said that to him before too, but then I think obviously it has an impact, and May was the last person that left.
Yeah.
So many callbacks. Like
I didn't hate a lot about this movie, yo.
No, yeah, like it's like the part. There's
damn near a perfect movie.
Yeah, there's mad parts to where like it's like those callbacks. If you know, you know. For example, when Tom Holland Parker was fucking up a goblin, he was about to stab him with the glider, and then Toby stopped him. Toby's actually stopping him because that's the same glider that hit Norman in his universe, and it's the same image that he had when Venom killed Harry. You remember that?
No,
it's the same image. You remember when Venom jumped up and stabbed Harry?
No, because it's been so long since I watched 3.
But it's the same exact image, and then he stops it. Then he gets stabbed in the back. It's like, yeah. I thought they were gonna take out Toby.
Me too. I thought someone was like, I've been stabbed before. I was like, I lit.
But I think it's one of those things to where they did a test screening to where he probably died on the cutting room floor, but they changed this shit.
Probably.
Cause that shit was like mad random.
But then also, I don't know, they had banter between, but maybe they could have changed it.
I want to see the uncut.
But also real quick, I want to talk about how
you gonna be one of them Snyder Cut motherfuckers.
Nah, it gotta be more to it. It gotta be more to it.
No, we're not gonna get that for another fucking 20 years. Stop.
Also, can we just talk about how him and Goblin was fucking fighting niggas? He was slamming through everything, nigga.
Wrestling moves?
Douche. It's like slamming that nigga through everything.
Yo,
ground that nigga too on the shield.
Ground.
Now on the shield, he like bloof and then fucking
he did that Goldberg shit.
Yeah, facts.
Nah, but when he was in the apartment building, he was putting them through floors. Ground.
Because Peter did that fucking Black Widow shit where he did the hurricane on his face, kept hitting him and shit, just power bombing through the wall.
Yeah, he's like, nah, nigga.
I was like, yo, he getting fucked up.
He was like,
Super Soldier.
He was like, you got me fucked up. Ground.
Oh, man.
Oh man, that fucking movie was
fire.
Insane. I've never seen so many callbacks, so many surprises, like so many, like
Ned's magic, but I guess they kind of
okay, another thing, in the comic books?
He's Hobgoblin, I believe.
Ned?
Yeah.
Ned.
Yeah.
Oh, in the comic book?
He doesn't become a
character.
part of.
No, I believe that character that he is Hobgoblin.
When
in the
Doctor
comic
Strange humped at him, I was like, "Yo, you can do this."
Well,
shit?
he just got magic. He's like, "Oh, that's cool. That's interesting." And then maybe they'll do something with that going forward. But I just think in the comic books that
So they
character
don't do the Asian thing where it's like he put him with Wong or some shit.
That's racist.
It's not. I mean, it's racist, but it's like it makes sense though.
Oh, also that's cool because Doctor Strange got Blip. Wong is the Sorcerer Supreme now. That was funny. I thought that
that's
was
crazy.
funny.
Over technicality.
I thought that was
Nah,
funny.
but that nigga went on vacation
Technicality.
in the warmest of climates.
Facts. He was like, I'm out.
But I don't know, man.
The movie's good, man.
I got
Man.
so many questions. It's almost 8:00.
I know. We gotta go.
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
What do I want to ask? You know what? Never mind.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, 1 out of 10, Hes Jones,
Yeah.
my good brother.
Yeah.
What do you give Spider-Man No Way Home?
It's like a 9.
A 9.
Yeah.
I'm inclined to agree. Shit. Babalab, Big Beer Brother.
Me.
What do you give Spider-Man No Way Home?
Put Diesel Palm through like 6
Say
quarters.
it down.
A 10? Okay. All right. So when you say a 10, I need you to back that up. So you're talking about a flawless, perfect. There was nothing
Perfect.
wrong.
No, I'm not saying Florals is perfect. I'm just saying on the aspect of the shit that I have a problem with. It's like nitpicking. It's not really anything like serious.
That sounds like a 9.5 then.
Nah, I don't do 9.5s. Like that's kind of like skating it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like this is one of those things. After I watched it, I wouldn't mind sitting in that motherfucker watching it again.
I mean, but do you mind sitting in it again because you want to catch every single solitary thing? Because the first time you watched it was just enjoying it.
It was sort of a different feeling because like it kind of like did everything that it kind of like did everything that I wanted Tom Holland Spider-Man to go through. Like he never really went through no pain until like this one. Like he
Right.
never really did anything until this one. This one really like pushed the character. And like fucking Andrew Garfield, him up here killing it, fucking crying all the goddamn time, like making me
I know.
fucking sob up and shit like
No.
that. Then you got Toby. It's like
Okay, we
this
already
shit,
know Hesh didn't cry. Did you tear up?
I was starting to, nigga.
Yeah.
Nah, that fucking Aunt May shit was going on a little too long. I was like, God damn, like, come on, man. Y'all trying to get a fucking feeling out of somebody.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Not man.
Y'all doing a little too much, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
Nah, but if anything, I'll give it a 9.
I mean, yeah. If anything, I want to give it a 9.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. I want to give Spider-Man No Way Home a 9. I want to watch it again because I don't want to just be,
Prisoner of the moment.
yeah, prisoner of the moment. Where it's just like I saw it and I was just amazed. My girl, I don't think my girl got the full extent of it.
Nah. Has she watched the other ones?
She didn't watch
The Spider-Man?
She didn't watch
Amazing.
Andrew Garfield 2.
Yeah.
No.
Shit, okay.
And then she didn't know that his Mary Jane died.
Yeah.
And then when she found out from spoilers, she was like, I didn't know because I didn't watch it. But you should have
So
watched
watched it. Make changes the whole dynamic of that whole scene.
Had mad
Yeah.
time.
Change it
Yeah.
all up.
Yeah.
You know that. It's like,
If it was any scene, that got me.
Yeah.
yeah.
If you know, you know.
That got me.